What is going on, lads? It's Billy the Kid here, and today I'm bringing you some Aftermath gameplay. And in this video I'm going to be going over Aftermath, the new maps, and the new Scavenger Mode. Now, yesterday I was playing loads of Battlefield 3 Aftermath with lads like Fat Paulie, Luton, and even Epona came on for the PlayStation 3 just for a little while. But anyway, in this video commentary I'm going to be going over, like I said, the new maps, the 4 new maps, and the new Scavenger Mode game mode that was released for Aftermath. So I hope you enjoyed the gameplay. It was a lot of fun playing last night, and I hope you enjoyed the video. So with Aftermath you get 4 new maps called Markaz Monolith, Azadi Palace, Tala Market, and Epicenter, which is the one we all saw in the trailers. Now, each of the 4 new maps are set in a devastated part of Tehran after a massive earthquake rocks the country, which is what we saw in the single player. So it's pretty nice to see DICE bringing in some of the single player aspects into the multiplayer. Now, each of these 4 new maps offers a completely devastated environment with broken down buildings, rubble all over the place, roads torn apart by the earthquake. So there's a million places where you can get killed from, but it's also very, very hectic. There is no real front line. The enemy can come from anywhere. And as you're playing in one of these maps, whether it's Conquest or Rush, and a small little aftermath earthquake will occur. Now, even though I was expecting a little bit more from these little earthquakes that happen in-game, I was expecting they were just going to bring in the aftershocks that happen in the single player into the multiplayer. But I was hoping for, you know, maybe a building in the distance collapsing, or chunks of buildings just falling off and hitting the ground near you, something like that, not just the screen shaking a little bit. So I was a little bit disappointed, but I was pretty much expecting that. Now, in these 4 new maps you will have a different type of character to play with, and in which they're not the standard models. They're bringing in these new, you know, battered models of the soldiers that are in Battlefield 3, as if they were in the earthquake itself and they have just, you know, regained consciousness and they've lost some of their gear like helmets and goggles and stuff like that. But they do look like the battered remnants of 2 armies that were fighting in a city and the earthquake happened. So it is really a nice visual addition to the game. These new maps offer, you know, medium to long range engagements and right up in your face close range engagements. So there is really no bad weapon in Aftermath. You can choose any gun you want, and sooner or later you're going to be offered a nice opportunity to flank the enemy up a cracked destroyed road and just waste a whole squad. And I swear that's been happening a lot since last night, since I started playing Aftermath. There was a lot of opportunities where you could flank the enemy, go up a destroyed pathway, go up one of the many hidden pathways that are in Aftermath. In Aftermath and all the new maps, there are hidden routes that you can take. Just look for these doors with a gas can on it. Shoot the gas can and you'll destroy the wall protecting this new route. And all you have to do is look at your map. You can see a small route hidden on the map. It's been sort of greyed out. So look around for a gas can that indicates it can be destroyed. Shoot the gas can and you got a new route to flank the enemy. And these routes can be taken to decrease the time to get to an MCOM or a flag. And it's also pretty handy for taking cover if there's enemy armor nearby and enemy choppers wasting your whole team. Also, one of the new aspects of Battlefield 3 in Aftermath is the crossbow, which sadly I have not been able to use yet. But I have seen other players use it to massive effect. I remember seeing one guy just blow the crap out of a chopper with this thing with one of the explosive bolts he unlocked. Sadly I wasn't recording, but it would have been epic if I did. But I have seen other players use it, as I said, and it looks pretty good. It's a very silenced weapon. I don't see anybody pop up on the screen. It's not a one-hit kill weapon, for those of you who are hoping it was. I don't know if it's a one-hit kill weapon in hardcore mode, but in normal mode I suppose it's not a one-hit kill unless it's a headshot. But I'm sure it'll do a hell of a lot of damage. But I've never been personally killed by it, so I can't say if it's like a 90% hit. You know, it takes away 90% of your health if you get hit by it. But I'm sure it does a massive amount of damage if it's a crossbow, for God's sake. But yeah, the crossbow, sadly I haven't been able to play it yet, but I'm sure it's a beastly weapon and a very useful aspect of the battlefield. The maps themselves are pretty damn big. If you were hoping that it was like all close quarters or all armored kill, then you're going to be disappointed. They seem to go along the lines of Back to Karkan, in which some of it is long range and other places it's very close to medium range. And I like Back to Karkan. It's probably my favorite DLC, so I'm really happy they've listened to the fans, in which they say make it just like Back to Karkan, or you know, make it close to medium, even in some places long range engagements. And I see Aftermath probably being one of the better DLCs. I'm more of a medium to close range guy, so Aftermath and Back to Karkan I think are going to be my favorite DLCs, and probably the most content you're going to see on my channel for Battlefield 3. As for the new game mode called Scavenger Mode, there have been a lot of questions about exactly what Scavenger Mode is, so I'll try and answer as many as I can. So, the gameplay you're looking at right now is Scavenger Mode. You start off with a selection of what pistol you want and what squad perk you want, and that's it. If you're a medic, you don't get defibrillators, you don't get ammo packs if you're a support guy, tugs if you're a recon, anything like that. You just get a weapon and a perk and one grenade. That's it. One pistol, one grenade, one perk, no matter what class you are. And you go around the map looking for other weapons. There are different types of levels of weapons, so a level 1 weapon is just the gun itself and no attachments at all, while a level 3 weapon has the same weapon but maybe some sights and maybe a foregrip or a heavy barrel attached or something like that. Now, there was a lot of questions from people saying, oh, Scavenger Mode is going to be crap, you're going to be looking around for half an hour for a gun. Not true at all. In fact, many of the times I spawned in, there was a gun literally at my feet for my selection, so you don't have to worry about running around the map looking for a gun. You just have to worry about your ammo count. The biggest problem that I had, and not a problem with the game mode, it was just a problem with me, is because I was going around shooting everybody, expecting a reload, and then click, ammo out, and I was dead. The biggest thing that I have to recommend is watch your ammo count. You do not get the full ammo capacity when you pick up one of these guns. You only get around maybe 90 rounds, which is around 2 or 3 magazines depending on the weapon. Now, it plays a lot like Conquest Domination on close quarters, in which you capture the flag pretty quickly, but it also plays out like normal Conquest, in which it's nearly a full 6 flags, depending on the map of course. So it's a mixture of Conquest and Conquest Domination. Now, I really do like Scavenger Mode. It's a nice aspect of Battlefield that I haven't seen before. It really depends on your skill as a player and not anybody else. Remember, you can't get rezzed, you can't get ammo, you can't get repair tool. That's one good thing, I suppose. But it really all depends on your ability as a player to find a weapon and hunt down the enemy. Now, when you kill an enemy, you can't pick up their guns, so that's one other aspect of Scavenger Mode. It really all depends on your abilities to find a weapon and do very well with. You might pick up a weapon that you're crap with in normal multiplayer and find out you're actually pretty good with it in Scavenger Mode. I picked up the PP2000. I haven't actually used it a lot in the game, but when I picked it up, it was bare, it had no sights, I had nothing, and I was actually doing pretty well. So that's one aspect I like about Scavenger Mode. It really does depend on your abilities to do well. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about the patch that was released for Battlefield 3. Now, in particular, this was really a PS3 patch. Although the patch came out universal for all consoles, it's the PS3 one that got the biggest fix out of them all. And 1 year after release, 1 year, they have finally fixed the input lag. Now, I couldn't believe that they actually fixed it. When I first started playing, I noticed that straight away there was a difference in movement and responsiveness of the controls. Now, this is not, if you're playing on Xbox or PC, you don't give a damn, but for all us PS3 users, this is a blessing. It really is. But to wait a year for it was a bit ridiculous. I mean, 1 year after release of a video game, they fix a problem that was on one particular platform I wish they'd fixed it sooner, and they did. They said they were going to fix it sooner. In earlier patches they said, oh, we fixed the input lag, and there's me playing thinking it was fixed, and it wasn't, you know, it clearly wasn't. So, you know, finally they fixed it, and I'm glad they have eventually fixed it. I'll give DICE the credit they deserve in fixing it. I just wish it was a bit sooner. Also, in the patch notes, they tweaked a bit of the guns. So, since the last patch where they nerfed the M16 and they buffed the M416, DICE were hoping that they would make the M416 as well as some of the other guns a bit more useful instead of just total M16 carnage for the assault class. Now, what they didn't expect to see was everybody dropping the M16 and everybody picking up the M416 instead. So what they've done is make the M16 a little bit better in terms of accuracy, and they have nerfed the M416 just a little bit to make it more level with the M16. Now, they have also tweaked a few of the other guns, like the Type 88 light machine gun. They've made it much more equal, say, to the M249 saw, as well as the PP2000, and they have decreased the UMP45's rate of fire to make it much more level and equal to the PP2000. So they've done a lot of tweaks to the weapons, but if you're playing the game, you really shouldn't notice any major issues. There is no one gun anymore that kills everybody, so I'm really happy for this. I think it's a new aspect of Battlefield that will make a nice fresh change along with Aftermath. So lads, this commentary, this video analysis, this gameplay, whatever you want to call it, is wrapping up. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay footage. It was a really nice night last night, playing with Luton, playing with Fat Paulie, Annie Pona. It was a nice night, I have to say that. I had a lot of fun. It was some epic games, and you will be seeing a lot more Aftermath from me in the near future, if the time will spare me some. Now, also, I got a GTX 670 graphics card from my computer, and now I'm able to play Armed Assault 2 and DayZ. So you'll be seeing more Arma 2, more DayZ footage, although you haven't seen any DayZ footage yet. I recently uploaded a little video series called The 5-Day War, which is more or less like a small machinima for Armed Assault 2. So if you haven't seen The 5-Day War, the first episode, please check the description and on the screen right now, and there will be a link to The 5-Day War episode 1. So if you haven't seen it, go ahead and check it out and let me know what you think. Lads, this has been Billy the Kid. I hope you enjoyed this gameplay video. I hope you enjoyed the commentary. Please leave a like, a rating, a dislike if you disliked it, and a comment, and let me know what you think. So I'll see you later, lads. Thanks for watching. Billy the Kid out.